Of course Janice has a rubber ducky. So, I didn't know rabbits played. I mean, maybe if I'd thought about it, I would have guessed. I know people who have them as pets, and I'm sure they play with them just like I play with my dog and with my cats, and like my dog wishes he could play with my cats. But mostly when I think of rabbits, I think of them living in the wild. Well, I mean, the wilds of northeast Minneapolis, so it's not exactly the primordial forest, but I just think of them as surviving. My dog, or the cars and all of that in the world. I don't think of them making time for bunny shenanigans. So imagine my surprise. A couple of weeks ago, parked in a St. Paul neighborhood, about to climb out of the car, and frozen in place. Just this idiot grin on my face. As a gaggle of rabbits, I assume gaggle is what you call them, play catch me if you can, or tag, or some bunny game that I've never even heard of. I mean, not that I have a deep familiarity with the rabbit game canon. 3 of them at first, 2 chasing after the leader. Dashed through the perfectly bunny-sized hole in the chain link fence, around the planter, in the middle of the yard, under the downspout, and then pivot, quick, turn, back over the downspout, around the planter, around the fence, into the neighbor's yard, and start the whole pattern again. Now, a couple of times they do this. Enough to convince me this isn't chance. This is deliberate. This is a game they know how to play. And then a 4th bunny hops along, and a 5th. Hey, we love that game. Can we play? And they join in. Now there's 5 bunnies chasing each other through the perfectly bunny-sized hole in the fence, around the planter, under the downspout, back over it. Wow! Now it all lasts maybe, 30, 40 seconds. And then some bunny changes the rules. Picks a new game, and they scatter into a couple of groups, chasing each other out of sight into the backyard. Amy and I, we have things to do. We're on our way to perform in a play at the theater around the corner. But it can wait. I mean, it really can. I'm running the lights. The show's not starting until I get there. Pay attention to the world around you, wrote the Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh. To the leaves and flowers, to the birds and rain. If you can stop and look deeply, you will recognize your beloved manifesting again and again in so many forms. There are bunnies playing. There is simple, undiluted joy happening right in front of us. And it is delightful. And Amy and me, we're here for it. We let ourselves be caught by surprise. And once caught, to be held by the surprise in that moment of delight. And now I wonder, has this been going on around me all the time and I just didn't notice? What else am I not seeing or hearing or smelling, feeling in the tenderness of my heart, in the marrow of my bones? I mean, are there bunnies putting on plays somewhere? What do I not know? What am I missing because I'm not paying attention to the delight, the wonder surrounding me? Probably a lot. What kind of wood is this? Why does cloth feel so soft? How can light feel so welcoming? When was the last time that you pressed your ear against the stone and wondered, what is it saying? that you listened to the whispered shh of a stick of driftwood you dragged through the sand. If you are Isamu, you wish every day could be this big. Now, the little boy in that story was Isamu Noguchi, a Japanese American who grew up to be an artist. When he grew up, he tried to hold on to that child's perspective, a kid's way of experiencing the world by actually letting himself experience it. When an artist stops being a child, he once said, he would stop being an artist. So for him, maybe every day could be this big. But I'm no artist. Can the world be this big for me too? For all of us? Honestly, I don't know. Because I don't know what this big means. At least I don't know what it meant for Isamu Noguchi. I don't know if your this big is the same size as mine, the same shape or color or melody, if it's even in the same place. But I do believe we can all make our worlds at least a little bigger by noticing the delights around us. And then maybe by sharing them with the people around us and letting them share theirs with us, the world gets even a little bit bigger still. Or maybe, more accurately, we all see a little more of what was already there.
We now have a story called Usha and the Big Digger. Oh, it doesn't want to. Usha loved trucks. She made them bump and roll. Usha loved cartwheels too. If only she could do one. And her cartwheels go flippity thump, flippity thump, flippity thump, crash. Watch out, said her big sister, Artie. Sorry, said Usha. Can you teach me to cartwheel? I'm busy, said Artie. I just found the Big Dipper. What's a dipper? Asked Usha. Show me. It's a big spoon, said Artie. See that box of 4 stars? Connect the dots to make the scoop. The other 3 stars make the handle. Ooh, I see the scoop, shouted Usha. Look out, stars. It's the Big Digger. That tree on the right points to the driver. Beep, beep. No way, said Artie. The tree is on the left. It points to the dipper's handle. Can't you tell your left from your right? Usha rolled her truck over Artie's head. It's the Big Digger. Why won't you see it? Quit it, snapped Artie. It's the Big Dipper. Everyone says so. Well, I don't say so, said Usha. She cartwheeled away. Flippity thump, flippity thump, flippity thump, splat. The next night, their cousin Gloria arrived. She gave Usha a brand new truck. Oh, thanks, Usha said. Now come outside. I'll show you an even bigger truck. The girls looked up. See, Gloria? It's the Big Digger, said Usha. It's still the Big Dipper, Artie grumbled. Said Gloria. I see. The big kite. What? Cried Usha and Artie. The 4 top stars are the kite, and the bottom 3 are the tail. Why can't anyone see my big digger? Usha moaned. Because it's really the Big Dipper, Artie groaned. Don't you like my kite? Asked Gloria. Usha shouted, It's a digger, digger, digger! It's too loud over here, Artie said. Come on, Gloria. Whirly swirl, whirly swirl, whirly swirl, whoosh. Usha got mad. Usha got sad. She wanted to cartwheel too. Flippity thump. Oof. Usha looked up. Was that the Big Dipper? What about her truck? Big Digger, where are you? She tried more cartwheels. Flippity thump. She saw the big kite. Flippity thump. There were all kinds of shapes in the stars. Flippity thump whump. Finally, there was the Big Digger, safe and sound. Artie, Gloria, come back, called Usha. Lie here and look up. It is a big kite, said Artie. Now turn that way, said Usha. All three girls scooted around. It is a Big Dipper, said Gloria. They scooched again. Artie and Gloria gasped. And there's the Big Digger. What about that one? Usha asked. Artie gave Usha a squeeze. It's you, Usha. Guess what you're doing, said Gloria. What? Asked Usha. Flippity thump, flippity thump, flippity whoosh. Ta-da!
Our earth is round, June Jordan points out in this morning's reading, and that means you and I, we're always standing at just a slightly different point on the curve. Literally and metaphorically, our perspectives can never quite be the same. The difference of our positions, wrote June Jordan, will show stars in your window that I cannot even imagine. But what Usha and her sister and her cousin learn is that we can imagine the stars in someone else's window if we just scooch around a bit. And really, isn't everything made a little more delightful with a bit of scooching? I mean, the delights that we experience are a matter of place. Literal, physical place, and probably mental or metaphorical place too. And they're a matter of time, of being in this time, this moment. Not all those moments that already happened and we can't change, and not all those things that might happen or that will happen, but aren't happening now. This moment. One day, when our first dog, Oscar, he was about 5 years old, I was suddenly overwhelmed and consumed by the fact that someday, in maybe 10 years, he was going to die. Dropped on me like a stone. I remember exactly where I was when this happened. In our bedroom, my side of the bed, between the bed and the wall. And the weight just knocked me off my feet. And I just sat there, living in a moment that was years away. Instead of enjoying the company of the sweet, adorable dog who did occasionally eat bunnies, the sweet, adorable dog who was with us right there, right then. The past is no longer with us, the Buddha taught. The future is not yet here. There is only one moment in which life is available, and that is the present moment. Be here, now. There is a Zen parable that captures this idea in rather stark terms.
One day, while walking through the wilderness, a man stumbled upon a vicious tiger. He ran, but soon came to the edge of a cliff. Desperate to save himself, he climbed down a vine and dangled over the fatal precipice. As he hung there, 2 mice appeared from a hole in the cliff and began gnawing on the vine. Suddenly, he noticed on the vine a plump wild strawberry. He plucked it and popped it in his mouth. It was incredibly delicious.
Pay attention to the world around you, said Thich Nhat Hanh, and soon you will take in the beloved manifesting again and again in many forms. A strawberry in a moment of crisis. In a note at the end of Usha and the Big Digger, the author takes delight in seeing all the different things that different people have seen in those 7 stars. The Greeks saw them as part of the Great Bear, Ursa Major. According to folklore, enslaved people in the United States saw a drinking gourd pointing the way north. The Anishinaabe see a fisher, a weasel-like little critter. The Tuareg in North Africa, a camel, and in parts of India, those stars are the 7 sages. The same stars, same light, different pictures, different delights. Now, there's a story. I don't remember now where I came across it, but it's about a dinner party at the home of theologian Paul Tillich. Before dinner, everyone was gathered in the front of the house, having drinks. And Tillich asked each person standing or sitting around that space to look outside and share what they saw. A tree, someone said. I guess when you have a dinner at a professor's house, you really want to get the right answer. Blooming flowers. The house across the street. A car. A neighbor walking their dog. Well, we can do the same thing here. Look outside. What do you see? If you're at home, if you can see outside, what do you see? Type it in the chat. Shout it out. We don't need to be formal about it. What do you see? Sunshine, cars, grass, football goalpost, a fence, a new car. It's a really nice new car.
Another new car.
Cottonwood seeds. Allergies. Concrete. What about the window? No one noticed the window. Yeah.
You said out the window. That's not fair.
Comes with the law degree, Polly. But of course nobody said the window, and they didn't at Tillich's house either. Because the window isn't the thing we see. The window is the thing that lets us see. Faith, Tillich told his dinner guests, is like that window. I really want to have a dinner party with Paul Tillich. Except, yeah, it would be a little weird at this point, but But faith is like the window. Faith isn't the world. It isn't reality. It's what we see the world through. The shape, the scope, the color of that window, whether it is scratched or fogged over, or tiny and focused, or taking up the whole wall in front of us. All of that defines what we see and how we see it. Most of the time, we don't think about the window. And that's fine. The window isn't the point. The world is. What we see, hear, experience through that window and how we respond to it, that is the point. That is why there's a window. But because it focuses or directs our attention, because it in many ways defines what we let ourselves perceive, we also shouldn't just forget the window is there. That it might need some repair every now and then, or cleaning. We might need to knock out a whole wall, put in a whole new set of windows. That is how we responsibly search for truth and meaning, by remembering the scope of the window that we're looking through every now and then. By examining our windows, realizing the ways they've limited us. And by never forgetting that there might be, in fact, there definitely are, other windows other people are looking through. Maybe we can peek out those windows. Maybe we can't. But even if we can't, we can soak up the joy, the delight that the view is giving to somebody else. I mean, I have absolutely no idea what was racing through the minds of those playful bunnies, or what my little buddy Oscar was thinking when he bounded across our yard at full speed, ears flapping, tongue lolling, with nowhere he needed to go. Remember those summer sneakers from the Ray Bradbury reading? Douglas can see the magic of summer sneakers through his window. His dad? Not so much. His magic sneaker window was painted over long ago by growing up and responsibilities and by forgetting to believe in magic. But Dad doesn't have to see the magic to see his son's delight at the prospect of summer sneakers. There's this quote by Ricky Gervais floating around the internet. Happiness is amazing. It's so amazing it doesn't matter if it's yours or not. Look, I know the world is breaking all the time. I'm not asking you to ignore that. But I am telling you that there are bunnies playing, and big diggers in the sky, and silly songs and terrible jokes and magic sneakers. Joy is there. Take the time to soak it in, because without it, we will never heal the world. So may it be, and amen. The poet Joan Walsh said, "A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song."